everybody, welcome. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. It's so good to be back. I missed y'all last week. I had intended to be here to do a live, and sometimes life just gets in the way, and I just knew I couldn't be ready in time and have a good project. So sometimes you just got to know when you have to take a little break. So I'm back this week, and I've got what I hope you think is a fun project. So let me pull this up on my computer. Wait a minute for everybody to join. And I could turn off my sound on my computer, otherwise it'll bother me here. Let me share this. Okay, very good. Welcome. Okay, I'm getting that posted and that ready to go. So it's good, like I said, it's good to see everybody. How's everybody doing with their shelter in place? This is the start of my third week of working from home, and I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to going back in, but anyway. 2 weeks ago, if you recall, I did a card that that used the Hoot Hoot Hooray. Because it's my class to go this month, I used the opportunity for my Facebook Live to show some alternatives for using this cute stamp set. And if you share my video, you get a chance to win the project I make during the video. Well, Miss Margaret Griffith was the lucky winner of this cute little card. I think he's perfect. He'd be great for a graduation card or something like that. So I will be sending this card out to you, Margaret. I still have your address from when you won previously, so I will get this out to you. So if you like what you see, please take a second, share my video, but I need you to comment down below that you shared, because if we're not Facebook friends, I can't see that you shared. And then you're not in the drawing, to get to win the card. Okay, let me put that out of the way right there. Okay, let's see, what else? So, celebrations is over. Did everybody get everything they wanted? I hope so. I do have a few extra leftovers from celebrations, so if there's something you missed out on, like I've got extra bee paper, I've got extra of the other designer series paper, the lilies. I have a couple of the stamp sets. If there's something you didn't get, you want to place a $50 order using my host code that you'll see when I turn my camera around. You get your choice if it's a first come, first serve. So that's available for you. And I'll take a minute, and then I'm going to turn the camera down. I'll show you this cute little card I got a couple weeks ago, right after my last live. This is from another demonstrator. Her name's Cheryl. And I had sent Cheryl a card because she had played along on my Facebook page about sharing a card she had made. And I wanted to show you. I thought it was so cute. The way she decorated the inside. She put, she stamped the grass down here. I thought that was so cute. She did the same thing on the back of the envelope. She stamped the little grass across there. And on the front, I'm going to cover up her address because I'm sure she doesn't want that. She put, grass and the little tulip there. And I thought that was so cute. I am very bad about decorating envelopes. But you know what? It just takes your card to the next level. But I'm very bad about it. There are some people I know that live by the adage, no naked envelopes. It's a good one, but sometimes I forget. So I'm going to go ahead and put the phone up in the holder, and we're going to get started. I'm going to show you what I've got planned for today. Hang tight. So, Okay. I hope everybody had a nice Easter if you celebrate Easter. It was kind of quiet at our house, but that's okay. What I have planned is we are going to do what is called a one-sheet wonder. Have you ever heard of a one-sheet wonder? Okay. What that entails is taking a piece of designer series paper and cutting it up strategically so that you get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. So this is a one-sheet wonder I did with, it's actually, this is, because these are 6x6 sheets of paper, there's actually two of them here, two different designs. These were in a sample pack that I received. I didn't buy the stamp set or the coordinating set, but I still thought that they made would make really cute birthday cards, especially for a kid. I don't have any littles in my family, but you never know when you might need a card. So I made these. This is out of two 6x6 pieces of paper. I'm going to show you, we're going to use this paper to make 6 cards out of. So I'm going to essentially follow this template here, and we'll get started here in just a second. I'm going to show you this. The paper we're going to use came from this Best Dressed designer series paper, and this actually is 6x6 paper, so that's the size that it comes. It doesn't come in a 12x12. There are one-sheet wonders that take a 12x12 sheet of designer series paper, which is our name for our pattern paper, and you can make 12, 15, 16 cards out of it depending on how you cut it. But I decided I would go with the 6x6. Again, I got some samples in this pack. I did not buy the coordinating stamp set or dies or anything, but you know, sometimes I look at the paper and I'm like, I can make really great things out of that. I don't necessarily need the stamp set or the dies. A lot of it's just what you do with the paper and how effectively you use it, and then you put a sentiment with it and you're good to go. So when you're looking at your paper, you need to look at directions. You know, which direction if there's a top, bottom, side to side. Flowers, this particular floral doesn't. On the back, this floral doesn't. These handbags on this paper, they all are going all directions, so I wouldn't really say that there's a direction to this. But this does. These shoes are all facing, you know, setting down. So you want to keep that in mind when you're cutting your paper, okay? So again, this is 6x6 inches pieces of paper, and we are going to make our first cut at 3 7/8. So that's 3 1/2, 3 7/8, right there. And I'm going to just cut that. Okay, we're going to put this 2 1/8 inch piece away. We will use those. We'll come back to those. And then we're going to cut this piece at 5 1/8. So we've got 5 1/8, and that's right there. When I do something like this where I'm going to be piecing them together, I like to cut them at the same time. Okay, and then I'll set this aside. We may use that yet. I like to cut them at the same time so that I know that they're even. So now we have a piece that's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So we're going to cut this. Let me look at make sure I've got this right here. We're going to cut this at 2 1/4. It goes right here. Okay, and so now we have a narrow strip and a wide strip. So the wide strip here, I'm going to cut at 3 inches. And the narrow strip I'm going to cut at 2 inches. So, okay, so let me set that out to the side. So, and I kept that on the top, so I made sure I had all the direction going the right way. So now we've got, you know, each side of Designer Series paper has a bold side and a more subdued side. So we're going to kind of mix these up here. And I try to, you know, we're going to make the 2 cards. Where did I just set those at? You know, figure out how these lay out. And I like to make the bolder ones the larger pieces and the more subdued ones the smaller pieces. So let's take these. This will go together. That'll go together. That'll go together. That'll go together. Okay, so if I make, so we're going to kind of lay these out. Sometimes you have to play with them, especially if you're not, you know, used to playing with them. Oops, that's not the way it goes. Okay, no, this one is going to go like here. Okay. See, even I who've done this. And I tend to put them kind of opposite of each other. And I could flip, I'm going to flip this one this way. Then that just puts the mint macaron on the side. They're not completely together here. You know, that's not the way I want this. I want this up here like this. Wait a minute. We're going to do this here. We're going to put this right here. What am I doing here? That like that. Here we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. I think that's what I want. Okay. You know, you just play with it till you find what you like. And so then I'll put this one right here and this one like that. Okay, there we go. And that's how our 2 cards are going to lay out. I knew I'd get it. See, you still have to play with it. And the one piece that was directional, it's going the right direction. So what I need now is to determine what color cardstock we're going to put underneath here. And when I'm playing with something like this, I tend to pull out all the paper that is in all the colors that are in the paper. And it's really nice because in the catalog they tell us. And on the back of the pack, if it's the regular pack, they tell us. So in this paper, it has Lovely Lipstick, Petal Pink, Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, Mint Macaron, Pretty Peacock, Purple Posey, and Blackberry Bliss. So I pulled out some of the colors. You know, they may not all the colors are in all of the papers that I have. So I pulled out some over here for us to play with. And I think I'm going to make, I tend to like, when I do a card like this, I tend to like my background a little darker. So I'm going to grab a piece of this Blackberry Bliss here. And we're going to cut this. I mean, I'm kind of doing this on the fly, folks. So, but after you do a couple, they're not too hard. So, this, let me get that out of my way. So this is Blackberry Bliss. We're going to cut 2 pieces that are 5 1/4. By 4. So I'll cut this here at 4. So if you're just joining me, welcome. It's nice to have you. If you like what you see, please share my video. Comment down below the video that you did share it so that you have a chance, and I may send you a couple of these cards that I'm making tonight. Okay, so what we're going to do then is yep, that's 4 by 5 1/4. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to kind of dry fit this here Make sure we're all lined up. I've got some pretty narrow margins here, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Okay, perfect. So we're going to start gluing. Oh, my glue's kind of, I may have to get some more glue out. So, oops, okay. Again, my glue of choice lately has been this liquid Tombow. Really like it. I find that, especially if you live in a humid area, it doesn't, I don't have to worry about it coming apart. Okay, I'm gonna try, yep, perfect, just right. You get, you know, sometimes it's hard to eyeball it, but you know what, you get it after a little bit. And make sure you're putting the glue on the correct side, because, you know, I'm so used to having the bright, bold side showing that sometimes I put the glue on the wrong side. So I did that when I was working on those birthday cards. I had to cut another small piece of one of them to finish it off. I was like, of course. Okay. And then we're going to do this with the other piece. So look how easy that came. Whoops. See, I like this glue because I can move it around just a little bit to get it. Okay, there we go. Doesn't give me much margin, but that's okay. And we're going to do the same thing with these pieces. And put it on this other one. And when we're done here, we're going to have 4 cards. Now, when you do this with a 12 by 12 piece of paper, like I said, I'm just going to spread this glue around a little bit. You can end up with, you know, a lot of cards, 12, 14, 16 cards. It all depends on how you cut the paper to make the most out of it. Perfect. Okay. So what you guys all do for Thanksgiving, good grief, for Easter? Anybody video conference with their family? I did that when our son lives in Los Angeles, and we talked to him Saturday evening. Apparently, they're still have a stay-at-home order until the middle of May. He is going stir crazy. So I feel bad for him, but he's been using technology to kind of get together with his friends online, so that's good. See, and you could put this one this way. I could flip it over and put it that way. I think I'm going to do it that way. So, but you can see why you need to pay attention to the direction of the pattern on your paper. Otherwise, you could end up with shoes upside down or something like that. Okay, very good. That one's a little bit crooked there, that top one, but you know what? That's okay. As I say, it's handmade, right? Okay, now we got to figure out for the base. I've got my paper over here. What we're going to use, I think I'm going to just use, I tend to like light bases, so I'm going to use this Petal pink. And I'm going to cut this in half. Remember, this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I'm just cutting it on the 11-inch direction to 5.5. And that will be my card base for those 2 cards. And we'll get those put together here quite easy. Okay. Get my bone folder here. So you don't, you know, this is a way, if you can't afford or can't do a lot of different stamp sets or don't have room for it, buy paper, do fun things with the paper, and then have a couple of, I always encourage people to have a couple sets of sentiment stamps so that they can, you know, make a card for any occasion. Yeah, see, I like that dark, matte on the light card base. So I'm gonna put that on. Now, if the paper was darker, I'd probably have used the light matte and a darker card base. If you have a dark card base, you know, like you a lot of times will have to put a white panel on, or a light colored panel on the inside so that you can write on it because it's too dark. Because if this was the inside of my card, that'd be too dark. You couldn't write on it. But that's another reason I like to use light bases, because then it's one less step I have to do by adding a insert on the inside of the card. So, okay, there we go. These two cards are coming along just fine. Now we are going to set these aside, and we'll finish those off when we finish the other two cards. Okay, we'll set those right there for now. So now we have these two pieces. Remember, we had these two strips left, and we have to do something with that. So those are 2 1/8 inch wide. So let me show you the other, let me see where those other cards I made. We're pretty much modeling these, you know, these layouts. Why reinvent the wheel? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just do a different, you know, paper, and it looks like a totally different card. So, okay, we'll start with this one. I think I'm going to do this one and this one like that. So let's do this one first. This paper is, what did I say, 2 1/8. Yeah, that's 2 1/8 inches wide. So I think I'll get 2 1/2 inches. Let's see, what color do I want? I think I'll use some of this old olive. Like that. I think, yeah, I like that. I think we'll do that. And I'm going to make that 2 1/2 because this strip is 2 1/8 inches. I'm going to make this strip 2 1/2, and then we'll have a border on either side. I think that'll work. Okay, let me pick that one up. And I know it's a little long for the card, but that's okay. And we're going to put this on right like that. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I have this little trick so then I know that my edges always match up. So when it's something where it's got to come right to the edge, make it a little longer and trim it off. Then I know it's always going to be right. Let's see. Perfect. See, the liquid glue gives me just a little bit of chance to wiggle it a little bit. Make sure I get it straight. There we go. Paper's so forgiving. At one point I took up stained glass, and you know what? You have to have a lot of patience to do stained glass. So I decided it was not for me. And so this one, if we're going to do like this, again, 2 1/8, I think that I'll make this one probably about 3 inches wide. And I think we're going to go with the Blackberry Bliss again. Is it going to be wide enough? Perfect. Yeah, it's a little wider. I'd rather have it a little wide and cut it down. So we'll make this about 3 inches wide. And then we're going to tear the edge off. You know, it's kind of tearing is kind of an old technique. It's been around a long time. And people forget about it. Oh yeah, I like how that's going to look on there. Okay, so for this card, I'm going to put the strip of the Designer Series paper toward the right, and then we'll tear down here. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. There we go. That works. Great. Okay, then I'm just going to take this cardstock and tear a little bit. And the trick is to kind of tear it toward you, so you get that edge like that. There we go. And you know, I think I'm going to use the same Petal pink for the base again. Or, yeah, I'm going to, what do I want to do? Yeah, I'll just use Petal pink again. We'll keep it simple this time around. I was trying to decide if I wanted to use purple Posey, but if I'm cutting a piece of paper, I'll just get both bases out of it. Okay. So again, 11 inches, we cut to the 11-inch direction, we cut to 5.5. Boom. So I'm trying to get this done so y'all can see how it turns, how they turn out. But if you're joining me late, welcome. If you like what you see, please share, comment, share down below, and we will get you a chance to, I'll send you a couple of these cards in the mail that you could send out to your friends. Because I appreciate that you watch and you share and you help my small business grow. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to just put it smack dab in the middle of the card, like that. But you know what, before I glue it down, you notice what I did over here? There was another set that had a balloon in it, and I stamped with the same color there. That is Daffodil Delight on Daffodil Delight. So I did pull out a stamp set that had some small flowers. I think I'm going to pull one of these out, maybe like this one here, or even maybe I'll use that one instead. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to use the first one because it's all by itself. And I'm just going to, it just adds a little bit of interest to it. Okay. Put it on a block, an acrylic block, and where is my Petal pink ink? Okay, here we go. And I really only have to stamp down the side, and I just want to vary my flower direction. And you know what? I find it's easier for me to rotate the paper than it is to rotate the stamp in my hand. It takes less time, so it's kind of the way I do it. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's whatever works for you. This is the way I like to do it, though. When you're using our clear photopolymer stamps, it's nice to have something cushy underneath, because these don't have any cushion in them like our red rubber stamps do that have some cushion in them. So when you're using the clear photopolymer, it's nice to have a little foam mat underneath. Gets you a better stamped impression. So, and I am going to make these into birthday cards, because I send out more birthday cards than I do anything. If I know your birthday and I know your address, chances are you might be getting a birthday card for me. But I got a lot of people I know birthdays, but not addresses. So if you want to be on my birthday card list, give me that information. I'll be glad to add you. I'm moving a little quick here, but y'all get the gist of that. Okay, very good. And we are going to glue this right onto here. Let me put the ink away, the ink pad, before I put my finger in it. Okay. Let me get this out of the way too. And remember, I made it a little bit longer because then I can trim it up and I know it's going to match exactly. Then I don't have to worry about it being off one way or another. I just want to make sure it's straight. It's a little bit crooked. There we go. I think that's good. Okay, where are my scissors? Then I just go from the back and trim it up, and then I know it's the right, exactly the right length. Or I could run it through the trimmer, but for purposes of this, this is quicker. Okay, go. I have to clean the glue off my scissors, but that's okay. 3 of them almost down, 1 to go. I'm going to essentially do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put this right on here, and I am going to trim it off. Okay. A lot of people like the snail adhesive, and snail's good. You know, just everybody has their own preference. There we go. And see, by leaving it long and trimming it, I know it matches exactly. And it really doesn't waste that much. I've been known putting a card together like this, and it was a little short. I actually just trimmed the top of the card off, so because it bothered me so much that it didn't match evenly. Okay, so now we're pretty much done. What we're down to is our sentiment and a little bit of an embellishment. Okay, I think no, I'm not done with it. I think we're going to use that. So, in much the same way as I did on these cards, I'm going to do pretty much, you know, kind of the same thing. So, but I think I'm going to stamp all on the sentiments all on white. Okay, I'll show you here. Let me get those kid ones out of here and keep those out. Where's my white at? I usually, when I'm doing a live, I usually only bring over what I need, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to do till I sat down here, so that's why. Okay, so like I said, I'm doing happy birthday for all of these because I send out lots and lots of birthday cards. Now I'm going to punch this sentiment out, so you know it doesn't make any difference if it's not entirely straight. And I decided on this one to go with gray. This particular gray is Smoky Slate versus going with black because I thought it was just a little bit less severe, and it kind of blended in with the cards better. So, and I'm going to choose. We're going to use 2 punches and layer them. I'll show you. It might be a little close together. Let me do one more down here. Sometimes I don't allow myself enough room. Okay. Smoky Slate. I love that gray. So, I forget the name of this punch. You can see I used a punch here. It was a little bit more, not quite as feminine. For this one, I'm going to use the Pretty Label punch. It's a little more curvy. And then this is the 2-inch circle punch. So, the Pretty Label is bigger, so I'm going to use the 2.5-inch circle. But we're going to punch these out. You know, you sit down and you make a bunch of birthday cards all at one time, then you're set for the year. You know, you could do some masculine ones this way. We have some really nice masculine paper. It's got some plaids on it, and it's got golf theme. Yeah, it's got tees and golf balls. It's a lot of, they're really cute. I don't have anybody in my family that golfs though. So I'll set that off to the side, and I've got another one yet. So we're going to do some put those on some circles. Let's see. Let me see here. I think that on the handbag, on this one, I'm going to put this on that purple, that Purple Posey. I think that looks... It's gonna look... Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna like that, Okay. The one with the flowers, I'm kind of tempted to go with the green, the old olive, so I'm gonna do that. You know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's no shame in repeating designs. Well, people are happy to receive homemade cards. Let's see, those two. Let's look here. What do we have in here? You know, we've got some daffodil, we've got some yellow here. I think we'll use yellow on those, for those backgrounds. Let's see. I've lost the strips of yellow. I was supposed to do a craft fair and I made all these cute little chicken boxes. And, well, craft fair got canceled because of the virus, so I have a whole bunch of chicken and bunny rabbit boxes. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and glue these sentiments on here and put them on the dimensionals. So, would anybody be interested? Like I told you, this is called a one-sheet wonder, although actually I used 2 sheets of 6x6. And I did mention that you can use, they have them for 12x12 sheets of paper. Is anybody interested in seeing that? I could put one, plan a video for a couple weeks down the line doing a one-sheet wonder with a 12x12 piece of paper. I won't make all 12 cards, but I'll show you how to do the cutting and stuff like that. If you are, comment. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. I don't want to see it. I don't want to do it if y'all don't want to see it. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, we're going to find out here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators next week, what things are retiring. So if there's anything you want that you would be heartbroken if you didn't get, let me know. Because once the retiring list gets announced, things tend to go very quickly. So one thing I will tell you is that the in colors, the 5 in colors that are retiring, which are Call Me Clover, Pineapple Punch, Blueberry Bushel, Grapefruit Grove, and there's one more. I'm forgetting the name of it. What is it? Call me? Okay, it's the green, the blue, the yellow. Oh, and Lovely Lipstick. That's the other one. I knew there was the Lovely Lipstick is that kind of pinky red color there. Those, the ink pads and the refills, cardstock, ribbon, things like that, usually sell out very quickly. So if you have those items and you're, like if you have the ink pad but you don't have the refill, you need to get that ordered this week. And I'm not kidding. Stuff goes very quickly. Okay? I'd hate to see you miss out. Then you have to go buying someplace else and paying 2 or 3 times the price if you just got it from me. So you have been warned. If you have any questions, let me know. You don't know what I'm talking about, so yeah. But please, let me know if you'd like to see me do a 12x12 one-sheet wonder. Like I said, I won't do all the cards, but I'll have 12 cards made up, and I will, we'll put this down here, and we will, I'll show you how to cut the paper and stuff. Okay, so, for all intents and purposes, these cards are put together. The only thing that's left is to do the embellishments. And when I've got something like this, I go in my drawer, and I pull out all the stuff I have that coordinates color-wise. Ribbons. I have ribbon, and this helps me. I've got some baker's twine. These are both Blackberry Bliss. I've got some of these dots, although they're not the same, exactly the same color. They're in the same color family, so I think they do kind of work. I love these enamel glitter dots. You know, we've got clear, we've got pearls, we've got rhinestones. You know, there's lots of things that we have that you could use. We have some colored rhinestones that probably go too. So, you know, you pull out anything that coordinates and kind of start going at it. So, I think I am going to take, although the purple is not the same shade, this purple is actually gorgeous grape. I'm going to put some of the little dots up here just like I did with this. You know, this was Granny, no, this was Coastal Cabana, and then this is Bermuda Bay. But you know what? I think they're okay. It just adds a little bit of bling there. So I am going to take, I don't know where my U-Pick tool is, but I'm going to take the 3 of these Glimmer Dots. Aren't those cool? I fear they are going away. I have another pack, brand new pack that I haven't even opened yet. And I'm just going to put them on here from largest to smallest. It just gives it a little bit of bling, little interest, okay? So there we go. You know, and it doesn't make any difference that it's not the same, it's not one of the purples I've already used, but I think it's really cool, and I like that. Okay, on to the next card. I've got this birthday card. We've got some of the dotted polka dot ribbon. Oh, where's the end of it? Come on. But I think that might get kind of lost in it. We've got some mint macaron ribbon. This is petal pink, but you know, I've got a lot of petal pink, or pink already with this background. Got the white seam binding ribbon again. I think it needs some with a little bit of color. I like this. This is the burgundy striped ribbon in petal pink, and I'm almost out. That's all I have left. So I'm going to use that. I think that'll look nice on there. It's got the right width. It's got a little texture, and it's really pretty. And all you gotta do is keep this simple. Just make a little knot like this. I will cut this ribbon. Probably trim this one down here a little bit too. Put that right on there. Where's my glue dots? I love me the glue dots. Maybe I'll flip it over. Yep, that's the better side. Not a big fan of tying bows and knots, but I'm all about easy. So look at that, 2 cards done already. And we've got these 2 cards left. Okay, I don't want to use that. I've already used that. I've got some white baker's twine, but I don't think that shows up very good. This is some Blackberry Bliss. This is white end Blackberry Bliss, and this is just solid Blackberry Bliss. These are both in the catalog right now. I think what I'll do is I'll use this. I don't have a lot left, and that's okay. I'm gonna do a double bow. So what I'll do is I'll double it up like this. I don't know, what is that, about 8 inches? So it's like 16 inches. And you know, do the 2 bunny ear loops. Tie them together. And pull it through. Just gonna make sure I get both of them through. Come on. These are not that hard. Come on, Denise. There we go. Okay. And then you just kind of play with it here until you get it the right size. Make it a little bit smaller. And I like to leave it attached until I'm done, because then if I don't like it, I can, like maybe if inevitably I will cut ribbon or twine too short and I can't tie it. So this way I could untie it and get a longer piece. So, okay, we're gonna cut that there. And then this will make the other one. little bit too. Okay. There we go. It's kind of going all over the place, but that's okay. I think I'll put that right like that. Again, with another glue dot. And there's other things you could do with the ribbon and other embellishments. Oops, come on. Wait a minute. I pulled my bow, that's what I did. Come on, glue dot. Okay, let me fix this. Sorry, folks. I accidentally pulled my bow when I pulled the glue dot, or tried to pull the glue dot off. There we go. I think that works. I'll trim it up. Okay, we'll try this again. There we go. Put that on there. Just like that. Now I can trim it up. There we go. And last but not least, okay. You know what? I am going to go with this mint macaron. This, you know, this is not one of my favorite colors. I am not a huge fan of this color, but you know what? I find myself using it a lot, so I don't know, maybe I like it more than I think. And I like this 1/4 inch width. There's an 1/8 inch ribbon in this color. I'm gonna try not to waste quite that much. In the spring mini catalog, but I like this 1/4 inch. It's a nice width. And this is a nice ribbon to tie with. There we go. Don't waste quite so much. There we go. Okay, lesson learned last time. I'm going to attach it and then I'm going to cut it. So look at that. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. We got 4 cards out of 2 pieces of 6x6 designer series paper. Oh yeah. And you know what? We had these 2 little strips left. You know what? This one you could glue into the bottom of like this one perhaps. You know, your shoes are going the right way. So that would work. You could even put this one on the inside of here. So you wouldn't be wasting any. The only thing we wasted was the little bit that got cut off at the end of these. So there you go. I hope you liked my video. I hope you liked my one sheet wonder, my 6x6 paper. Let me know if you want me to do one with the 12x12 paper, and I'll be glad to work it up for a couple of weeks. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for staying with me while I did this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that I will see you again soon with Stampin' with Denise, and let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Thanks so much, you guys. Bye now, and have a great rest of your week. Bye now.